Hey, this is Rich with the Rich Retirement Life YouTube channel, and I am Rich. Welcome. It's Saturday here in the Philippines, and let's see, I've already got a comment. Let's see if Murray is still here. Okay, Murray Rosenfield says, hi, Rich. Hey, how you doing? How's your day going? So I got some things to talk about here before we get going, before people get in the room. What's been happening this week? It's been a great week, So what happened this week that made it such a great week? Well, what happened this week is, we have here in Davao, my wife and I at Verdon Parc, we have 10 condominiums for rent. So if you're looking for a condominium, come to Davao. We have 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and the 1 bedrooms go the quickest. So if you want a 1 bedroom, our prices are good. The Verdon Parc's a 5-star resort condominium complex. We have quite a few people here right now, people from all around the world. So come and visit us. We'll help you get involved in the Philippines. So here's my little thing before everybody gets going here. So I always say that if you're wherever you are in the world, if you're not happy, if you are not happy, wait. Okay, let me just check here, catch up. Okay, Durham says, cheers from Northern California. Cheers, brother. Hope everything's going okay up there. Yeah, so I always say that if you're not happy wherever you are in the world, or you're looking for a less expense of a place to live for your retirement years, and you have to cut that down in your retirement years, you've got to bring that cost down. So come to the Philippines. I've been here now 6 years. Love it. Beautiful weather, beautiful people, nice Filipinas. You can date the younger ones here. So here's what happened. I had a subscriber that's the same message I give all the time. And he came from California. And he came. And he got on a plane, came out here, rented one of our condos, and then he went and he found himself a Filipina, a beautiful Filipina. Well, last week here at Verdon Parc, they got married, and my wife and I were the principal sponsors of that. So you can it does happen. He was so happy. And in my channel here, that's what it's all about. It's not the YouTube money, because it's only $100 a month. I can spend that on going out to dinner. My goal is to bring you to the Philippines and find happiness once again, and find a Filipina and enjoy your life. 7,000 islands. Davao is a great place to come to, where we're located at. It's the cleanest city in the Philippines. It's the safest city in the Philippines. It's just a beautiful city. I love it. It's my favorite. I've been to Cebu, been to quite a few of them. Okay, let me catch up here. Yeah, okay, here. Wait. Okay, William Rogers. Greetings, Rick. Hope life is improving for you. Glad to see you back. Yeah, it's improving for me. I get knocked down occasionally, but I always get back up and get in the saddle again. But thank you. Absolutely. No, things are good. Okay, Durian, how did they meet? I don't know, but they met here in Davao. I'm not sure if they used a dating site or if he just, ask her out for a date. You can do that here. So I'm not sure. But here's the good news. They got married last Saturday. Today is Saturday, 7 days ago. And like I say, we were the principal sponsors. Beautiful wedding here at Verdon Parc. And that just makes my heart feel so good that I can bring people here and he can find happiness again. And he can find a Filipina, which he did. And to me, that is just awesome. That is just awesome. And that's what it's all about on my channel, is to bring you here and hopefully other to show men that you can have a better life here. Cost of living here is good. Ambulance rides are free. Hospitals are right here. Uh, so good location where we're at. So everything is great. Everything is good. Yeah. So anyway, so that's my thumbs up for this week, that he came and he found a Filipina, and last week they got married. And the thumbnail that I just put up, excuse me, is of my wife and I going to the wedding here at Verdon Parc. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So come, enjoy it, change your life, change your life. We all get along here. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I turn on the news. I watch a lot of news in my country, and my God, I mean, the people are running into churches with cars, and people are shooting each other, and oh my goodness, there's just such a mayhem of crap going on. Here, nothing, quiet, peaceful. We all get along. Yeah, cool. Let me see. Tom Smith, I wonder where you went to. Well, I ain't go anywhere. I'm only doing the live streams this week and probably next week, because sometimes you have to take a break away from YouTube to refresh yourself. Because YouTube, believe it or not, if you don't have a YouTube channel, you'd be amazed how you can get burned out on it. I've known of really great YouTubers that just pounded it out every day, like every day, and all of a sudden they're gone, never to return again. Why? Burnout. There's editing to do. There's software that we use. There's responses that you get back to. I've already responded back to 2,800 of them. So it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you. So I want to take a little. I'll do my live stream, but I want to back off a little bit here and get refreshed and get recharged and get some more creativity going on in my mind. It's not easy coming up with content. And then you got to do the editing and what have you. So there's hours and hours and hours and hours that we put into these things. I enjoy it, but it's amazing. I never realized how much effort you have to put into a YouTube channel for $100. Water. Yeah. Oh, so I'm still here. Everything's good. In fact, things are really good. I made some changes today on some things that are going on, which are really good. So I got that done this week. I had some issues of my papa and the girl that comes and cleans my condo with him. They ripped me off for about 20,000 peso. So I had to deal with that. So I fired them. I told them to get the hell out of here. So I had some, issues here of my personal life that I had to take care of. And then, of course, my editor I had, her time card was falsified by 5 times. And so I fired her. And what did she do? She went into my editing software and deleted every video I've done for the last 3 years. Every video for the last 3 years. Cost me 20,000 USD. So I'm rebuilding the channel. You can knock me down, but I keep getting up. So I did, there's things that happen in my personal life that take my time that I have to do. So that's been a lot of work. And I was upset over that, and I had to deal with that. And so I just tried to get all that back together, and I'm still working on it. It'll take me another year to get it completed. So, I don't know why, when you catch somebody, falsifying their time card, and I catch them, and I let them go, and they come back and burn the house down. But that's what she did. That's exactly what she did. After a year of me being very good to her. And not only did she burn my house down, my YouTube channel, she burned down MYRNA, my wife, which was like a mother to her. Evil, spiteful, so crazy. Absolutely crazy. So it's going to take me a while to rebuild it. So, yep, that's what I've been doing. Oh, Tom, let me see. Let me see. Oh, Tom says, I wonder where you went to. Just a lot going on. I had the wedding to do. Like I say, I had some issues I had to deal with my papa and the maid that he brings. They ended up stealing about overall about 60,000 peso. So that hurt. And then the maid stole my food. She stole my oh my goodness, all my bathroom stuff, toothpaste, all that kind of stuff. She stole my hangers out that were hanging out here. Uh, it was crazy. You try to be really nice to them and be good to them, and they screw you. So I had to get rid of all them yesterday. Had to deal with all that drama, and then so I'll just do it myself. Yeah, yeah. So that's what happened with all that. Tom says, just Matt, good to see you back, my friend. Thank you very much. Yeah, good to be back. That's why I'm back today. Because I had all this drama going on with the maid, my papa stealing all this money from me. That excuse me. I want to get back to doing a live stream so my head gets out of that bullshit and gets back into this and kind of clear my head a little bit. So that I'm thinking about other things besides them. But they're gone now. So that'll be a big thing. So that yeah, it's yeah. Let me see here. Darton, is that the editor girl, the cute one who was you had on the videos with you last year? Yes, absolutely. That's the one. Yes, she falsified her time card by 5 times for the month. So I got it finally from her, and she knew that she was in trouble. And I've been in business all my life. If you're going to falsify your time card, screw me, you're gone. I don't put up with it. So I let her go. Like I say, and then about 4 days later, she took every video off my YouTube channel because she still had the passwords. Because I never thought she'd ever do that. 174 videos gone. 3 years worth of work gone. $15,000 to $20,000 I paid for that gone. Now I have an attorney here from San Francisco, and him and I got together for 3 hours and went through it all. And he said, well, he says, yes, she did it. And he says, you could sue her, but she's got no money. And do you really want to deal with that anymore? I don't. I'm going to put that behind me, and I move on in life. I don't dig up stuff anymore. I really don't. Why do that? So, yeah, I let it go. Let it go. Start over. So that's what's going on in my life. But yeah, it's all good here. My wife MYRNA is getting ready to go to Japan in a week, so she's going with her cousins and friends. So she's going to go over there for 10 days. I'm going to stay here. I don't like to travel outside the Philippines. It's really a hassle. You have to get exit clearance. You have to get all kinds of stuff to do it. And I just don't. I like to travel inside the Philippines. I go to Siargao, Coron. In fact, I want to go back to Coron. That's my next one I'm going back to. Beautiful place. So I prefer to travel right here in the Philippines because then I don't have to get an exit clearance. And then once you leave the country, sometimes it's not easy to get back in. Now I'm on a third. Excuse me. I've had this cough all week. Water. So yeah, sometimes it's not easy to get back in the country. So I just don't go outside the country anymore. I stay here. But yeah, that's what's going on. Everything else is pretty much quiet this week. Outside the wedding, which was actually super, that here one of my subscribers came and stayed with us and then found his Filipina. And last Saturday they got married. So how cool is that? Yeah, that's pretty darn cool if you ask me. Okay, XA area. Bad part about Verdon Parc, you have to pay to use the pool. Well, that depends how long you stay here. Or not walking distance to SM. I prefer Oasis. Well, Oasis is older. I get that. If you stay here long term, then you can use the pool for free. But look, you can't compare Verdon Parc to Oasis. Oasis doesn't have roof decks. Oasis doesn't have 4 swimming pools. Oasis doesn't have barbecues that I know of. Oasis doesn't have a gym that I know of. It's older. You're going to pay the same price there as here, and you don't have to walk to SM. You take a cab. It costs 80 peso. That's what I do. Or take a trike. You can take a trike for 25 peso. No big deal. Yeah. To me, it's no big deal. So, it's not like you go to the mall every day. In fact, I don't even like SM Mall. I don't even go there anymore. I go to NCCC, which I think is much nicer. The meats are much superior to it. It's brand new. It's up by SNR. It's about it's a cab ride, about maybe 10 minutes away. In fact, that's where I'm going on Monday. The food is better there. The selection is better there. It's brand new. The meats are by far better. I do not like the meats at SM. I do not. I think they're terrible. And I'm a chef. I bought meat there one time, came home and cooked it, threw it away. Never buy it again. NCCC, great place to go shopping. So I don't care if you live at Oasis, I wouldn't even go to SM. I'd go to NCCC. I really would. Because you can also go to SNR at the same time. Yeah. So, depends on what you want to do. I'd rather have better meat and better selection of foods than go to SM. So to me, cabs are so reasonable here. We got them right here at Verdon Parc, right out front. You get a cab and go up there for 100 peso. That's $2. And get your shopping done. And they got like 6 cabs out there when you leave. Come back, $2, $4. No big deal. And your food selection is better. Your meat is by far better. I mean, it doesn't even compare. SM is garbage. NCCC is beautiful. So I prefer that. So that's what I do. So anyway, so that's what's going on with that. And Verdon Parc is by far nicer than Oasis. Not even the same ballpark. So depends on which one. Here you can go up to the roof deck. Oh, Oasis doesn't even have roof decks, but you can go up to the roof decks up here. We're right off the ocean. They are not. And you go up there, it's beautiful. Go up there, have ice water, or you can take your breakfast or lunch up there, and the view is awesome. The sunrises are awesome. So I've been in Verdon Parc now 3 years. So I'll be here another year because my wife and I have a new one being built at Davao Global Township. That's really going to be awesome. Now, Verdon Parc and Davao Global Township are two type of condominiums. Global Township, which is really nice, is a township. So there, our condo there, we will have a mall, a grocery store. The park is open. We have Seattle Best Coffee there in the complex. We have McDonald's, 21 restaurants, first aid center, much nicer. So that's what I wanted. I'm almost 70 years old. So what I want to do was be able to come down from my condo, walk maybe 50 yards, and I'm at the mall. We have our own mall. We have our own grocery store, which we understand is going to be Robinson's. So that's what I wanted because here, I mean, you can take a cab. It's actually cheaper to take a cab than your car. My wife has her car, but parking is a pain in the butt. It's hot. So yeah, you get around with cabs, no problem. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. So, yeah. Yeah, I used to live there. When I first got here, I used to live at a Breeza Towers by Breeza Mall. And I'll grant you, that was really nice to go right to the Breeza Mall right there, do my shopping, and then come right back to Breeza Towers. Now, Breeza Towers has got really expensive. I mean, really expensive. I was shocked how much money they're charging over there. I mean, like 50% more than what we charge here. And it's not that nice. I stayed there for about 6 months. It's not that nice at all. They got one tiny little swimming pool. They have a new tower built, so they have two now. They've got a little tiny, no roof decks, once again. Roof decks are really cool. They had a little tiny gym, small lounge area. Nowhere near as nice. So it depends on what you want. Yeah, I would say if you stay long term, I would say long term, the pool is free. But if you're staying for a month, there's a charge. Yeah, there is. So even my wife and I, ours is free to use the pool, but we can invite 4 guests over, and we have to pay for that. So it's not free for our guests anymore. So depends on what you want. No, Verdon Parc is the Hilton. I think One Oasis is Motel 6. That's my opinion. So, yeah. So, what else is going on down there? Like I say, my wife's getting ready to go to Japan. She's going to go there for 10 days. She likes to travel, so she goes with her 10 other people, cousins, and what have you, and they're going to go off to Japan for 10 days. So, good for her, because that's what she likes to do. I'll stay back and stay here and do my thing. So I'm going to get back into the gym. I have a year-long membership. I haven't been in the gym in a while, so I'm changing that in my lifestyle. Get back into the gym, get back into better shape. And so that's what I am doing. So what are you guys doing out there? How's your life going? Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Here, like I say, in Davao, you can go do the island hopping tour, which I highly recommend. $20 for the whole day. Lunch is included right here at the port, 10 minutes to the port. You leave at, I think it's 8 o'clock in the morning, come back around 2. It's a great trip. For $20, lunch is included. Can't beat it. It's a great place to take a date. Take a Filipina on a date for a day trip. And I'll help you with that. Or go to Paradise Island, which I highly recommend. They have their own port. They have their own banca boats. It's about 15 minutes to the port there. Go on over there for the day trip. You pay just for the day to get in. And then that's really a nice resort. It's one of my favorites. Been there many, many times. You can spend the night there too. They have nice rooms there. They're about $70. They have a sale going right now, 50% off. So that's a great place, a great thing to do. You can do Jack's Ridge up here, which I like a lot too. That's just it's good, the best views of Davao. It's a great place to go for a cup of coffee and great desserts. Or if you like American food at the coffee shop there, great views. Or if you like Filipino food, huge giant restaurant, great views of Davao, the best. So that's another great place to go. Eden's not too far from here, about a half an hour from here. Great place to go there up there. They got a swimming pool, they got a zip line, they've got all kinds of neat stuff up there. Good restaurant. That's another great place to go. If you come to stay here at Verdon Parc, I would highly recommend that if you're staying here any time at all, let's say for a month, I would literally take 3 days and head up to Siargao. Siargao is the surfing capital of the Philippines. I go up there twice. Beautiful place to go. It's truly an island feel. No cabs, strictly trikes. Really feels like an island. Beautiful beaches. You can sit right on the beach. Restaurants are right on the beach. They redid it all. It looks really, really nice. Like Siargao a lot. And if you and they and Siargao has really good day trips, by the way. So I would go up there for 3 or 4 days and enjoy that. I'll help you. You get here, I'll help you. I'll tell you about it, how to get it done. But Siargao is a good place to go. Yeah, Siargao is a good one. I've been to Cebu. Cebu, I think, doesn't even hold a candle to Davao. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Grace Hillen, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, come to the Philippines. Come enjoy life again. No craziness going on here. Like I said, we all get along here. Nobody's shooting each other here. God forbid, every day I turn on TV, somebody's shooting somebody back in the United States. It's insane. I'll never go back. I will never go back there. Why would I? First of all, it's too expensive. Second, it's mayhem. Third, people don't get along. I hear people don't even get along with their neighbors. They don't talk. They don't get along. You can't get a date. It's rare. I spent 10 years in San Francisco. I had 3 dates. 3 dates. And they all sucked. But here, you get a date with a 20-year-old Filipina. I could never do that in San Francisco. Never. But you can do it here. It's normal here. So that's what I suggest you do. Like I say, and the cost of living here is good. The weather is great. Ambulance service is free. Davao is the cleanest city in the Philippines. It's the safest city in the Philippines. It's just a great place to retire to because you can live here. And then the other thing we all don't think about, how much is it going to cost you to die? Well, here in the Philippines, it cost me $600. So you can die here. My wife, unfortunately, when she passed away, oh gosh, I think about 18 years ago, she wanted to be cremated, so I had her cremated. Now, 18 years ago, it cost me 5,000 USD. Now I'm going to be cremated. Here, to get cremated at the cemetery my wife's family plots at, and you get to use the church for the day, $600. Got to think about all these things. Healthcare is good in Davao. You can self-fund your healthcare. You can retire here. Yeah. Let me see it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everybody has their personal taste. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying we all have our personal taste. I mean, some people like staying at the Hilton. Some people like staying at the Holiday Inn. Some people like staying at the Motel 6. Don't go for it. Do what you want to do. Whatever floats your boat, we say, right? Well, that's what I suggest you do. Yeah, but there's plenty to do here in Davao. If you come and stay at one of our condominiums, my wife and our business associate Joy will take care of you with white glove treatment. Our condos are very nice. We're going to get you in. We're going to get you checked in, and it's not going to be a problem. We got to have a little cold this week. Excuse me. So I got this little cough and cold going on. So yeah, it's beautiful life. I wouldn't trade it for the world, to be honest with you. And I wasn't planning to stay here. My plan was back in March 3rd of 2020. I came here with my middle son to meet his girlfriend, which is now his wife, and they live in Las Vegas, Nevada. In fact, they just had their second baby, Levi. Boy, yeah, so cool. So I'm a grandpa again. So I wish them all the best. But my son, he's 46 now, and he's going to do the same thing I did. He's going to, as soon as he gets done working there, he's going to pull the plug, and he's coming right back here. And I don't blame him. Makes sense. because you can't afford to live there. I think he's paying, well, I think it's, I don't know, 2008 a month for rent. My one bedroom apartment right now in Coal Valley, San Francisco, where I lived, is $3,800 a month. This condominium that I'm in right now, I rent it because I have a new one being built. I have a one bedroom studio, one bedroom condo, very nice. I pay $380 a month. So I went from $3,600 a month to $380 a month. When you retire, you've got to bring that cost down, especially your living expense. And if you don't, unless your retirement's, $7,000-8,000 a month, which is probably not, maybe more than that, you're not gonna be able, it's not gonna work. And you're not gonna find any dates. It's very hard to find a date. Here it's very easy to find a date. Heck, you can go to a restaurant, any restaurant here, and when your waitress, nice little Filipina comes up and takes your order, you can say, hey, hey, I'm rich and kind of new in town. I'd like to take you out on a date. Maybe like go to Paradise Island for the day or go island hopping. Would you like to go? Can I get your phone number? Or here's my phone number. I'll write it down. I had a friend of mine told me, he says, Rich, what works better for me is I give them my phone number instead of asking them for their phone number. I've even heard of guys that make little business cards with their name on it. I would suggest it would be only your first name and with the phone number on it. And so it's easier. He just says, hey, would you like to go on a date? Here's my name. Here's my phone number. Give me a call. I'd love to take you on your day off. All expenses paid. I'll pay for everything. They'll go. That's how easy it is to get a date here. So, what's that worth? So, pretty good. I want to shout out once again to my friend that came here, one of my subscribers, and found his Filipina, and last Saturday they got married. I mean, how cool is that? And they're still staying here at Verdon Parc. And he had a smile on his face. There's a little bit of an age gap between them, but there always is here in the Philippines. Most guys that come here date a younger girl. I did too. When I first came here to the Philippines, I had 5 Filipinas that I was dating from the ages of 18 to 22. Yeah, I was 63. Well, it's easy, really easy. In fact, it's normal here. Well, I ended up marrying MYRNA. Now I'm 69. She's 66 because I wanted an older one more established. So I married MYRNA because she's a woman of her own. She has her own house. She has her own car. She's self-sufficient. Where the younger ones, you're going to have to kind of take care of them. They're not going to be self-sufficient. So you got to think about that if you date the younger ones. And they're not going to have any money. They're not going to have any house. They're not going to have any car. Got to think about them. But most men here date the younger ones. And they're happy. So I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. No, nothing. Whatever works for you, do it. I always say nobody has the right to tell you how to live your life. Nobody. It's your life. So don't let anybody run your life. And I don't either. So there's always going to be people who don't like what you do or how you are or what your personality is. And I don't care. I don't live my life for that. I live my own life on my own terms. So that's how I roll. Yep. So let's see what else. We have the new NCC grocery store is open. The mall, their mall, it's a big one, beautiful. It's partially open right now. I'll do a video on it once it gets open. Beautiful mall. So Davao building some nice stuff. We have a brand new coastal road out here, absolutely gorgeous, state of the art, solar lighting, absolutely gorgeous. Davao Global Township, where I'm moving to in about 2 more years, state of the art. All the roads are in, landscaping's in. Like I say, the mall is almost done. So I can literally go down from my condo and walk, I went 50 yards max, maybe less than that. and I'm at the mall. 21 restaurants, name brand, nice restaurants. Roof decks with the swimming pool on top of the roof deck, not down below. They put them on top, which is pretty nice. The views aren't as good there as Verdon Parc. Verdon Parc is a little more quiet. So Verdon Parc's a good place too. So if you want a place that's quiet, I would suggest Verdon Parc. But Davao Global Township that's what it means. It's a township. It's a town within the area. But I wanted that as I get older because it's kind of a hassle to get in the car and have to drive wherever you're driving to. And here I got 21 restaurants to pick from. And our park is open over there. Beautiful park, big park. They've got like 4 or 5 little, coffee stands and what have you out there at night. Very busy. A lot of people go there. A lot of young kids go there. LED lighting. Got a little river going through with lighting and fountains and what have you. Little putting golf course. Very nice. So just depends on what you want. And now we bought that one before it was even started, when it was just on paper. Here in the Philippines, the way it works, if you buy it when it's just on paper, before it's even started, you get a lot better price. So to give you an idea, a 1-bedroom studio, state of the art, brand new. Now we had to wait 5 years before it could be completed. 63,000 USD. Yeah. Now parking's a different story. Parking is expensive to buy at these condos, and if you have a car, you have to buy a parking place. You really do. So that's gonna set you back 20,000 USD. But you own it. You get a deed to the condo and a deed to the parking place. So you get 2 deeds. You can sell the condo, keep the parking place, or vice versa. So that's how it works here. We have Seattle Best Coffee at Davao Global Township. We've gone over there several times. 2-story, brand new, drive-through. We have a brand new McDonald's. Everything's brand new McDonald's, or the other restaurants. And we have our own grocery store, Robinson's, which is nice. So that's really going to be cool. We are going to have condos for rent over there too when that opens. So we'll be doing the same thing there as we do here. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, great. History doesn't care about age. History doesn't care about age. Why do hypocrites? I don't know. Because they just don't understand it. Here you can date younger. And I've talked about that here. Ray, I'll get right to you. Yeah, when I was dating those 5 Filipinas who were 18 to 22, and I did a video on it, people would say, "You're a pervert. Your children are older than her. What's wrong with you?" Well, that's the way they look at it, because they don't live in the Philippines. They don't understand it. Because in California, where I live, at 64, you can't date an 18-year-old girl. They look at you like you're a pervert. Here, you can. Yeah. Okay, Ray, exactly. Like swimming upstream with one hand. I like to stay in the north. Yeah. Yeah. True. I always say, I just give you suggestions on where to retire and what to do. I think the Philippines is a great choice. I think you need to look at it. They speak English here. That is, I'm telling you, people always say, "Why don't you go to Vietnam or Thailand?" A lot of people do when they retire. The problem is they don't speak nowhere near as much English as they do here in the Philippines. So when you get off the plane here in Manila, they speak English. English is not a problem. So you just blend right on in. Never had, very rarely have I had a problem with somebody not speaking English. It's usually not until you get way up in the mountains or something like that, where they don't speak very, very much English. There's actually 30 different languages here in the Philippines. So it depends on the province where you're at and where you're coming from. It depends on the language, the dialogue that they use. So a lot of different dialogues. But here, the majority of it's in English. All the signs are in English. All the paperwork is in English. So everything's in English. So you just flow right into it. The peso is very low right now. So our exchange rate on USD to the peso is really good. That's another great thing. So the US dollar not only goes farther, but the exchange rate to the peso is really good. So you actually make more money because the US dollar is stronger. So that's another good thing. And here, what I like about here is we get bananas are native to here. Pineapple is native. Mangoes are native here. And they're reasonable and they're tasty. Watermelon is native here. So it's really, really good. The fruits are really good. Bankerohan Market is where I go to the fruit market, buy all my fruits, open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never closes. You can buy broccoli there, really 60 cents for a head of broccoli. So that's where I go to buy my fruits and vegetables. And then I go to NCCC to buy my meats and Gatorade and ice cream, and what have you. So that's how I do it. Yep. Yeah. Great. You really have. I'll put it back up. You got a good point. History doesn't care about any age. So why do hypocrites do it? Because they're hypocrites. Like I say, nobody has the right to tell you how to live your life. Nobody. Nobody. Excuse me. I got this cold I'm still fighting off all week. And nobody has a right. You know, you wouldn't like anybody to tell you how to live your life. So that's what's going on here in the Philippines. Now, what else is going on? Like I say, the weather's been great. Beautiful day out today. Every day is a beautiful day in the Philippines. I used to live up by Lake Tahoe for many years, Pioneer, California, maybe about 45 minutes away from Lake Tahoe. Loved it up there, up in the mountains, but the snow in the wintertime was a real work. I mean, you had to be prepared for the winter. 3 or 4 cords of wood, propane tank had to be full, snow shovels, boots, and it's a young man's game. It's not. You don't want to live up in the mountains when you're my age. My neighbor down the corner, he was like my age, and he was out there shoveling snow, and unfortunately, he had a heart attack and died. Shoveling snow is a lot of work. A lot of work. So you wouldn't want to retire up there. And so I was thinking about going down to retiring, coming here to the Philippines. I did for 30 days. I had a plane fare already paid to go back to San Francisco. And my son had a plane fare to go back to Washington. And we got here on March 3rd, 2020. And then 2 weeks after we've been here 2 weeks, I actually went up to Sharga to go surfing. COVID hit completely. And I told my son, I said, because back then, March 3rd, 2020, I told my son, every night on the news, they're closing down flights going into Hong Kong. Back we were going to fly into Hong Kong and then Hong Kong to Manila, and then Manila to Davao. Well, they were closed down. I told my son, we can get down to the Philippines and we might not get the hell out of there. I just retired, so it didn't make any difference to me, but my son still had a job. Well, that's exactly what happened. COVID hit, lockdown, Philippine Air canceled all flights, couldn't get a flight out of nowhere. Nowhere. We had to wear a mask, we had to wear a shield. It was pretty rough. In fact, here in Davao, they put out a liquor ban, so couldn't buy a beer anywhere. You only go to the grocery store 2 days a week. They assigned you certain days. And then they came out and said that if you're over 60, and I was 64, you can't even go to the grocery store. And I said, oh boy. Because the manager of the Abriza Towers where I was living at came up with the guard and she said, sir, you're over 60, so you can't even go to the grocery store. I said, oh, wonderful. Now what am I going to do? She said, well, you can give us your grocery list and your debit card and your PIN number, and we'll go grocery shopping for you. I said, oh no, oh no, I don't even know you. That's not going to work. So what I did, there was a group of us, about 10 of us, that were stuck there at Breeza Towers. One guy was a police officer, and a business guy, and then whatever guy. And so we kind of formed our own little group because we had nothing to do. They actually they could leave because they were in a city. They could still go to the grocery store. You couldn't leave your barangay area, so it kept you kind of contained in a certain area. So you couldn't travel anywhere. Stores were closing down. Even McDonald's closed and left. So, I was in the restaurant business for years. They've knocked it down to 50%. You can't function in a restaurant 50%. Doesn't work. Doesn't pay the bills. So it was pretty rough. Even our lounge areas here, at Breeza Towers, you had to sit, and then you had to sit one over here. Had to leave so much room in between. So it was pretty rough. So what I did on the grocery part, because I couldn't go to the grocery store, I got one of my friends here or there at Breeza Towers, and I would give them my list. I was finally able to go to the ATM on the outside of the mall, BDO. So they allowed me to at least go to the ATM, get my money, come back to a Breeza Tower, give the guy my shopping list, give my money, and he would buy the groceries. But then they took that away shortly after about, I would say 2 months. They took that away and said, okay, you can go back to the grocery store now 2 days a week. And they assigned you certain days like Monday and Thursday or Tuesday and Friday. And they checked you when you were going in. So there was a guard there that would check your card and make sure you were going in. And then when you go back to the condo, the guards there would have a little gun they'd shoot on your forehead to see how hot you were. And if you were too hot, you couldn't even go into your condo. They made you go sit down over the shade to cool off a little bit. And then to come back and they try it again. That scared the hell out of me. I didn't want to leave my condo, go to the mall or the grocery store, and then not be able to get back into my condo. Because that happened to me one time. I said, oh my goodness, well, that's not going to work. So what I ended up doing is when I would go grocery shopping, I would buy a package of frozen peas. And when as soon as I get out of the store, I put it on my forehead because it wasn't very far to the guard gate to go in. I put it on my forehead to cool it down so that when they shot the little temperature thing on my forehead, it always read the temperatures that they needed. So that's how I took that, because I didn't want to get stuck outside my condo. That would have been a real problem. So yeah, it was pretty cool. All the churches were closed. Restaurants were closed. It was a nightmare, to be honest with you. You couldn't go anywhere. It was easier to date because that was why I had so many girlfriends, because they were out of work. So that made it a little easier. So, but you had to date right in your area. So, and then I was dating a lady in Breeza Towers, and then the guard said, no, she can't come in. She's not on your lease. I said, what? So no, they have to be on your lease. I said, well, that's not going to work. So I went to the office next day. I said, well, this isn't going to work. I got this lady that I'm seeing. I like her to, come over during the day, and we can at least sit by the pool. I don't want to sit in my condo by myself. And she said, I said, so I'm going to change the lease. And I'll put her on. She says, here's what we can do. She says, I will put her in as she's your maid. And she can come between 8 in the morning until 5 at night. But she can't spend the night. She got to leave. I said, that'll work. So that's what they did. They put her down as my maid. So that listed at the guard gate. So the guards would now let her in from 8 to 5. But she couldn't spend the night. But I did figure a way to work around that one. So she would come in at 8, and then she'd just stay until the next day. but we after 5 o'clock at night, we never went out of the condo because they wouldn't be caught up. We wouldn't be caught on camera because there's no cameras, of course, inside your condo. But then what I did is also I was the single guy there. So and my condo was nice and quite big. So my group of 10 of us guys that were all, we met up every night and, partied and talked and what have you, and the girls talked. Well, then my condo became the place to party. So, and I'm a chef, so I'd make hors d'oeuvres and what have you, and we'd play poker. There'd be about 6 of us. So I'd make some hors d'oeuvres and what have you, and they would come over and we'd play poker because they wouldn't even allow you to play poker. So they'd bring their alcohol with them, and we had cards, and we were off camera, so we were at my condo. So my condo became the party house, and it was fun because we all got along, and we all had nothing else better to do. Couldn't go anywhere. So they come over every night with their girls, and we just sit around and have hors d'oeuvres and play poker. So that worked out okay. Because we had to figure out something to do. We had to have some kind of entertainment. We can't just sit around and do nothing. And then it took 6 months before my son got a flight out of Davao. Now he had a job up in Washington. He also had an apartment up there. Well, they fired him from his job because they said, we're not going to wait 6 months for you to come back. And he said, well, I can't get out. It's COVID. There is no flights. They said, we don't care. You don't show up to work tomorrow morning, you're fired. So they fired him. And then he lost his apartment he was staying in because he ran out of money. Yeah, so it was a real issue. I was okay because I was still getting my Social Security and my 2 pensions, and so I was fine. That's why I figured I'll just stay here, and then once COVID clears up, if I don't like it here in the Philippines, then I'll go back up to San Francisco, and I'll go back down to Mexico. But I do like Mexico. The only thing I don't like about Mexico is the drugs down there. And it's been in the news, I think 30 days ago, Puerto Vallarta, the drug cartels just went nuts down there, burning down stuff. So it's very unstable down there. Beautiful beaches, but you have to stay in your area. But this was the first time in Puerto Vallarta that people that were even there, it was unruly. I remember in the news, burning down cars, buildings, all kinds of stuff. That doesn't happen here. That doesn't happen here. That's why I like Davao or the Philippines, because we all get along. There's no people shooting each other. There's none of that garbage like that, or cartels running around, burning down cars and stuff. Doesn't happen here. Doesn't. I've been here 6 years. Haven't seen it yet. So come to Davao. Stay at one of our condos. I'll leave all that information in the description area. Talk to my wife, MYRNA. You want a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom? Most people rent the 1-bedroom. Some rent the 2-bedroom. Nobody really rents the 3-bedroom because you have to have 3 or 4 of you. But get a hold of her as soon as possible because the 1-bedrooms are the ones that go the quickest. I have a guy that just came in yesterday, which is literally 10 doors down from me. So he just got here yesterday. So I've got things I'm doing today, but tomorrow, and I'll do the same thing with you if you come here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I'm going to meet up at the roof deck, and we're just going to chat. I do that with everybody that comes here. What are you doing? What's your plans? You looking for a girl? What do you want to do? I'll help you. So that's what I will do for you. And get you settled in. I'll take it with me when I go to the store. I take it. I either go with MYRNA in the car, and we'll take it, or if I go in a cab, I'll just say, hey, I'm going to NCCC grocery store tomorrow, or Bankerohan Fruit Market. You want to go with me? We'll split the cab fare. I'll pay 100 peso one way. You pay 100 peso back. So we do that. We're involved with our guests here. And I don't know anybody else that does that. I really don't. So, we're with you, And I don't know of any other bloggers that have 10 condominiums for rent. Once a month, we do a free barbecue for you here, poolside. So we do that for our guests. All of our guests are here, absolutely free. We do little get-togethers. We have a nice right across the street here. This is the newest thing. Right across the street here, we have a great little restaurant called Sunnyside, and we have a little nightclub, but it's outdoors. We go over there quite a bit, and on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they have a live band. Great place to go, kick back. And our newest addition, which I really love, is right outside our back gate here. We have a Robinson's Fast Mart. It's like a mini grocery store. So you can literally, if we're standing here, it's brand new, stand here at Verdon Parc, you just walk right over there. You can get anything you want, like a grocery store, eggs, whatever. And then you bring it right back in. So we have all the conveniences right here. So ATM, you have to go to 7-Eleven. I'm trying to get Robinsons to put a ATM in. And I think they will, because Robinsons is a big chain. And I think they'll do that. So we have all the conveniences right here at our doorstep. So that's pretty cool. Yep. So that's what's going on. Let me check, see where I'm at here. Okay. Yep, everything's cool. Okay, so what else is going on? That's really about all I can think of. This stays pretty quiet. There's things to do, but it's not crazy by any means. So that's what's happening with all of that. So, you guys got any questions? I see no questions coming in. That's why I talk about everything, because I want you to know. You don't have to put in questions. That's why I talk about what's going on here in Davao. So I say, come to Davao. It'll change your life. Find a girl, Filipina. They're beautiful here. The girls are beautiful. The people here are the most friendliest people you ever seen. They're respectful here. Every time I go somewhere, especially here in Verdon Parc, how you doing today, sir? How you doing today, Poe? Poe is a word of respect. How you doing, sir? If I have my wife with me, how you doing, Mom? That's how they always address Mom, even though she's not the mom. How you doing? How you doing, Mom? Very respectful. Everywhere you go, they got senior citizen lanes. So that's pretty cool. Seniors are well respected here. Oh, can I see the last question? Let me see. Rick, can you see my last question? No, I can't. That's my last question right there. No, I can't. I don't know where it's at. Send it to me again. But I don't see it on my screen. I see nothing with your name on it. Like you say, here's my last question right here. It's you. Then prior to that, it's this one here. So you have to send it to him again. For some reason, it didn't come through. So, yep, that's what's happening. History doesn't care. Let me close that down. No, I can't see your last question. Send it to me again. So, yeah, that's what's going on. Everything else is pretty good here. Like I said, I've been making some changes in my life for the better. Had to get rid of some people that were ripping me off. So, okay. The talker, Rich, I've been enjoying Davao Base on your recommendation. Thank you. Davao is a nice place to stay. It really is a very nice place to stay. Excuse me. I got this cold going on here. Okay, let me see. The talker, I've met quite a few girls on Tinder and picking up. Yes, a lot of guys use that. And I know guys on especially at Penny and Love that have actually found girls and got married to them. And you can use that. The only you can use that. You have to be careful of the dating sites because they can be quite expensive. Because to me, they always nickel and dime you to death. But yeah, you can do that. And then you have to find the girls that are closer to where you're at, because they might be 2 hours away. Okay. In Mindanao, where Davao is located in Mindanao is huge. So they can be literally 2 to 4 hours away, but still be in Mindanao. And that's too far to have a date or a relationship with. Pini and Love, I've had guys that have that's worked out good for them. Yeah. So you can always try that. You can always try that. Okay. What else we got going on? So I've had this cold all week. I've been fighting it. So as soon as this live stream's over, I'm going back to bed. I just been staying in bed and been drinking water and Gatorade, and a cup of coffee in the morning. So that's been my diet lately, and toast. So because I just don't get hungry. Just try to stay hydrated, and I don't take any medicine or anything like that, so I don't do that. Just water and Gatorade. Yeah, and toast. All right. Yeah, good talker. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying. I'm glad you're enjoying. I've been enjoying Davao based on your recommendations. Cool. Davao's nice. Like I said, I've been to Cebu. Didn't hold a candle to Davao. I thought Cebu was dirty, trashy. They do have some good beaches up there, but it's not as nice as Davao. You know. So anyway, yeah, Pina Love. I do recommend that one. Just be careful how much money that you spend on it, and make sure the girl is within your range of. Well, let's say you're staying here at Verdon Parc. Maybe she's not too far from there. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to go see her. And don't ever send money, because they'll say things like, "I need money for load," or "I have no food." Don't send money. Don't do it. Don't do it. I hear guys that do it all the time. In fact, I talk to guys all the time that spend thousands and thousands of dollars that they send that just go up and smoke. Don't do it. Do not do it. I need money for rice. That's a common one. I need repair work to my house. It's another one. Don't do it. Don't do it. I've even heard of guys that have spent. One guy I know spent $80,000 USD. Let me check my worm. Oh, durian. No, I can't. Durian, I can't see your last question. Resend it. Yeah, he spent 80,000 USD. He sent it over here and had a builder build the house. The girl moved in. He got here to the Philippines after the house was built. He found out not only was a girl living there, but her mama and papa was living there. Her brother was living there. And he went and moved in. He says, I didn't want all these people to live with. That happens. And then she kicked him out. Because here in the Philippines, you can't own the land. You can own the structure, but you can't own the land. That's why condos are so popular for foreigners, because you own those. Because the land is common shared. So that's why a lot of foreigners buy condos. But I recommend you don't buy nothing. Rent until you figure out where you want to live. So don't get tied up into, mortgage and all this stuff. Interest rates are high here. You really can't get a loan here, so you got to pay cash. They don't loan if you're after 60 unless you have a lot of assets here in the Philippines. So it's difficult. That's real difficult. Yeah. Okay, gang. So here's what I'm going to do. Been doing it almost hour and 5 minutes. My cold is really bothering me. So I'm going to say thank you for this live stream. I'll be back next Saturday. Maybe I'll get a video out this week. I just don't feel all that great today. In fact, it really was touch and go whether I want to even do the live stream. My head is all stuffed up. So appreciate you coming along. Don't forget to check the description area, our condos that we have there. Talk to my wife, Myrna. She'll hook you up. Come, I'll help you too. Leave your comments down below. So thanks a lot, guys. Love you. Talk to you on the next one.